Hello beer buffs and welcome back to the Brewhouse. Last time I brewed a 4.7 Oatmeal Stout in a 5 litre batch, but not content with just that, I set some bottles aside for bottle conditioning, which I ran a few flavour experiments in. Following my own personal tastes and a bit of research, I decided on finishing the stout with some complementary ingredients. The aim here was to flavour with adjuncts that would enhance the characteristics of the beer, not outshine them. We want to complement the beer with some flavours that pair well, not make coffee with a splash of stout added. So I landed on coffee, hazelnut, peanut butter and chocolate. Using some helpful articles from beerbrewing.com, links in the description, the next step was to determine the appropriate type of ingredients, approaches and ratios to add to the stout. For the coffee, I chose single origin Sumatran dark roast coffee beans, easily available in my local co-op supermarket and of surprisingly high quality and good taste. For this I cold brewed the coffee for 12 hours, coarsely grinding the beans, mixing in cold filtered water and steeping overnight. Then adding approximately 30ml to the 500ml bottle of stout, dropped in around 5 coffee beans as well and left it for a week. Next was the hazelnut. Actual hazelnuts wouldn't impart enough strength of flavour and I didn't want to throw off the bottle conditioning with too much additional sugar, so I chose a sugar-free hazelnut syrup from Skinny Girl, which tastes amazing in coffee by the way. I added some capfuls equaling 10ml and left for a week. Then I went to Holland & Barrett for the next ingredient, PPB powdered peanut. This is a 70% less fat powder which you can add water to for your normal peanut butter needs. I added 30 grams to the bottle and left it to settle for a week. For the final experiment, also at Holland & Barrett, I picked up Naturia organic cacao nibs, small crushed pieces of roasted cacao beans. I added roughly 30 grams of nibs straight to the bottle and left for another week. But enough about all this, what about the results? How did it taste? The coffee after 1 week did not have enough flavour, so at the risk of spoiling the beer, I left it for 1 more week. But after it was ready, it had a really good balance of coffee to stout flavours, really complemented the roasted, richer coffee flavours of the malt really well. It did increase the bitterness quite a bit, but as a big coffee fan, that is a happy trade-off for me. 3.5 out of 5. The hazelnut was delicious. It came through enough without overpowering the beer. The only criticism is that it was a little too sweet. 5ml would have been plenty instead of 10. 4 out of 5, amazing. The peanut butter also didn't have enough flavour after 1 week, so it was left for another. There was a good balance between peanut and beer flavour. It brought a nice salty, sweet aspect, but I didn't think this complemented the beer flavours too well at all. Another impossible to avoid downside was the powder was so fine it didn't filter out well. It was suspended in the drink, so the stout changed colour to a lighter, murkier colour. Not bad, but overall 3 out of 5. Lastly, the chocolate once again did not bring enough flavour after 1 week, so it got 1 more week. This came out pleasantly chocolatey, but it was very subtle. Next time, I think adding the nibs to the boil step would really help bring out the flavour more. 2.5 out of 5. And that about wraps up the experimentation. Join me next time for brewing my first ever New England IPA. Thanks for watching. Cheers.